Rediscover each other beyond parenthood. Parenthood changes you. But love isn't lost, it evolves. Learn to fall in love with the new versions of each other. You know, one of the most common things I hear from parents is, we're not the same people we were before the kids came along. And you know what? That's absolutely true, but here's the thing, asterisk, that's not a bad thing. Asterisk, that's not the death of romance. That's not the end of passion. That's evolution. That's growth. That's life giving you the chance to fall in love all over again, with a new, stronger, wiser version of the person you once knew. When you first met, it was about adventure, freedom, and spontaneity. You saw each other at your best, well, rested, maybe dressed up for a night out, full of dreams and unshaped plans, but now you've weathered storms together. You've stayed up all night rocking a sick child, you've juggled careers and playdates, you've learned how to make sacrifices without expecting applause, and through it all, somewhere along the way, that spark started to dim. Not because love disappeared, but because exhaustion took its place. But what if I told you that the spark isn't gone? It's just buried under responsibility. What if rediscovering your partner wasn't about going asterisk back asterisk to who you were before kids, but leaning asterisk into asterisk, who you've become asterisk because asterisk of them? Because here's the truth. There's something incredibly romantic about surviving chaos together. There's beauty in a bond that's been tested by fatigue, by routine, by the loss of me time, and yet there you are. Still standing, still loving, maybe silently, maybe awkwardly, but you're asterisk still here asterisk, and that matters. So how do you rediscover each other? You stop expecting love to feel like it used to, and start getting curious about who your partner is now. You asterisk ask questions asterisk, not just, what do you want for dinner? Or did you pay the daycare bill? But questions like, what scares you right now? Or what's something new you've learned about yourself since becoming a parent? Sit down with them and look them in the eye, not as the co-manager of your household, but as the person you once couldn't stop thinking about. You bring presence. Maybe that looks like putting your phone down during the 20 quiet minutes you have at night. Maybe it looks like cooking something together, dancing barefoot in the kitchen while the kids nap. Maybe it's just sitting in silence, holding hands, because sometimes words aren't necessary to feel connection. And I get it, this all sounds beautiful, but you might be thinking, I'm just too tired. We barely have time to breathe, let alone date. But that's exactly why you have to fight asterisk for this, that tiredness. It's temporary, but neglecting your relationship for too long can cause fractures that don't mend so easily. And you don't need grand gestures. You just need asterisk intention asterisk. You just need to wake up and say, I choose you again today. Even if your breath smells like baby formula and your clothes have juice stains, when you choose to rediscover your partner, you're choosing to evolve together. You're saying, I see you, not just as a parent, but as a person, a partner, a dreamer, a soul who still matters deeply to me. And that kind of attention, that light sparks where exhaustion tried to build walls. So go back, not in time, but into the depths of each other's present. Get curious, get intentional, get quiet if needed. Because when you realize that love is still in the room, even if it's hiding under laundry and lunchboxes, that's when you rediscover the magic you thought you lost. Let me know when you're ready for the next key point expansion, F, or if you'd like a visual version of this message, F2. Schedule intentional intimacy without guilt. It's not about spontaneous romance anymore. It's about planned connection with purpose, not pressure. Let's just say what everyone's thinking, but no one wants to admit. Romance after kids is not spontaneous, and that's okay. If you're waiting for the perfect quiet moment to fall into each other's arms like a scene from a movie, you might be waiting forever. Because in real life, the baby cries just as you lean in for a kiss. The toddler bursts into the room when you finally sit down to talk. You're exhausted, distracted, and covered in crumbs, but hear this, just because the romance isn't spontaneous doesn't mean it isn't real. In fact, planning your connection is one of the most romantic, intentional things you can do. We live in a world that glorifies spontaneity. Hollywood taught us that love should be unexpected, effortless, full of fireworks. But when you're a parent, you can't just leave the house for a weekend getaway on a whim. You can't see where the night takes you, when bedtime battles have already taken you to the edge of sanity. So let's rewrite that narrative. Let's normalize scheduling intimacy. Let's normalize putting love on the calendar and not apologizing for it. You plan doctor appointments. You plan school events. You plan grocery runs. Why? Because they matter. So why is planning time with your partner any less important? Let me tell you something. You deserve that time. Your relationship needs that time. And your kids, they benefit when their parents are connected, united, and in love. So book it, literally. Sit down together and look at your week. Pick a time, even if it's just 30 minutes, and label it like you would any other meeting. Call it date night, or couch talk, or candlelight check-in. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't even have to leave the house. It just has to be protected time where you aren't parents first. Your partners, lovers, friends, but let's be honest, guilt will creep in. The minute you light that candle or put on something other than sweatpants, a little voice in your head might whisper, "Shouldn't I be folding laundry? The dishes are still in the sink. The kids might need me." You shut that voice down. You tell it, "Not tonight." Because showing your children what a strong, healthy, loving relationship looks like is one of the greatest gifts you can give them. Love isn't a distraction from parenting. It's a pillar of it. And I know what else you might be thinking. What if I'm not in the mood? What if we sit there and we're just awkward? That's okay. It's normal. Reconnecting can feel rusty at first, but give it space. Give it oxygen. Even if your first planned time together is just watching a show side by side, you're already investing in something deeper than convenience. You're building a foundation for closeness that doesn't rely on circumstances. It relies on choice. You see, scheduling intimacy isn't about adding another chore to your list. It's about giving your relationship a *pulse* again. It's about saying, we matter too. And when two people consistently show up for each other on purpose, not by accident, that's not just romantic, that's revolutionary. That's what keeps the flame burning even when life tries to blow it out. So don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait until you're less tired, or the kids are older, or the to-do list shrinks. Make the time. Choose the moment, circle it on the calendar, and when that time comes, protect it like it's sacred, because it is. Let me know when you're ready for the next key point expansion F, or if you'd like this as an audio clip for speech practice F. Small acts of love hold immense power. A note, a touch, a glance. Don't underestimate the spark hidden in micro moments. It's so easy to believe that romance needs to be big and bold to mean something. We think it has to be candlelit dinners, dramatic surprises, handwritten letters, or weekends away at some magical resort. But you know what I've learned, and what so many couples rediscover when life gets busy, chaotic, and bone-tiring. That the deepest sparks, the real fire, come from the smallest things done consistently with love, not grand gestures, but small acts with big heart . That's where the magic hides, right there in the ordinary. When you're juggling diapers, work emails, school drop-offs, and midnight feedings, the idea of keeping the spark alive might feel like an impossible dream. But let me tell you something, romance doesn't have to be some event you schedule for once a year. It can be found in a note stuck to the bathroom mirror that says, "You've got this, and I love you." It can be found in the way you squeeze their shoulder when they're overwhelmed. It can be the soft glance across the kitchen when one of you is cooking and the other is just seeing you, not as a parent, not as a teammate, but as someone they still want to love and protect. Do not underestimate the power of a simple thank you. I mean, really, say it with your eyes, say it with your hands, say it like it matters, because it does. Thank you for getting up last night when I was too tired. Thank you for showing up again today, even though it's hard. That kind of gratitude breathes life back into relationships where both people have been running on fumes, and touch is everything, not just the bedroom kind. I'm talking about the brush of hands while passing each other in the hallway, the long hug after a rough day, the kiss on the forehead that says, "I see you." These small, intentional gestures create emotional deposits. They remind your partner, "You're not invisible in this chaos. I still feel you. I still need you." Even your voice can light a spark, saying, "You look good today," can lift someone's soul off the floor. Compliments aren't just for first dates, they are fuel. So say the things out loud that you used to say in texts when you were dating. Tell them they're attractive. Tell them you love their mind, their laugh, their heart. Remind them who they are outside of parenting. Remind them that they're still someone who makes your heart skip, even when they're in sweatpants and their hair is a mess, and when the day feels endless and everything's gone wrong, and the kids are finally asleep. Sit next to each other. Even if you're too tired to talk. Even if you're watching a show and not saying a word. Proximity matters. Being physically close, being present asterisk, is an act of love in itself. We think we have to constantly do something to keep the flame alive, but sometimes just showing up, fully and quietly, is everything. The truth is, big love lives in small details. A warm cup of coffee handed to them before they even ask. A message during the day that says, "I miss you." A laugh shared over something ridiculous your toddler said. These aren't just moments. They are building blocks. They create a thread between you, a pulse of connection that keeps beating even when life feels like it's moving too fast to hold on. So no, you don't need a perfect setting or hours of uninterrupted time. You just need eyes to see each other, hands willing to reach out, words ready to build, and hearts that still choose each other in the cracks of everyday life. Let me know if you'd like the next keynote expanded F or prefer a summary version for Notes F. Don't be afraid to communicate. Honestly, tired couples avoid vulnerability, but truth shared with love leads to deeper intimacy. Let me say this loud and clear honest communication is not a luxury in a relationship. It is the lifeline asterisk. And when you're a parent, especially a tired one, it becomes even more critical. But here's the problem. When life is loud, when kids are clinging to your legs, when dinner's burning and the laundry pile looks like a mountain, it's so easy to push our emotions down. To pretend we're okay, to fake the smile, to choose silence over the fear of conflict. But silence builds walls. Unspoken resentment becomes poison. And when we avoid the hard conversations, we slowly disconnect. Not just emotionally, but spiritually, physically, and mentally. You have to be brave enough to say the truth, not just the surface stuff, not just, "I'm fine." When you're clearly falling apart inside, but the real stuff, like, "I feel invisible lately," or "I'm scared we're drifting," or "I miss how we used to laugh." This is not weakness, this is strength. This is fighting for the love you built instead of letting it fade quietly into the background of survival mode. You have to understand something powerful. Your partner is not a mind reader. I don't care how in sync you once were. If you don't say it, they don't know it, and they're not the enemy. They're probably just as exhausted, just as confused, just as overwhelmed by this wild, beautiful, relentless thing called parenting. So drop the assumption that they should just get it. They won't, and they shouldn't have to. You owe it to each other to speak up. With love, not blame, with honesty, not hostility. Start with something small but honest. Say, "I've been feeling distant from you and I don't like it." Or, "I want us to feel close again, but I don't know how to get there." Do you realize the power in that vulnerability? It opens the door to healing. It says, "I still care." It invites them in, and that moment, that openness, it matters more than the perfect solution. It creates connection before clarity, and it's not just about voicing pain, it's also about naming your needs. Stop thinking that expressing a need makes you needy. It doesn't. It makes you human. You're allowed to say, "I need more time with just us." Or, "I need to feel appreciated." That's not selfish. That's sacred. That's how love grows, by knowing what each other needs and showing up to meet it. But here's the key. Your tone matters. Your timing matters. Don't launch into deep emotions while the toddler's throwing food across the room, or one of you is already at your breaking point. Choose a quiet space, even if it's only 10 minutes after the kids fall asleep. Sit together, make eye contact, hold hands if you can, then speak your heart, not your anger. Start sentences with "I feel," not "you always," because the goal isn't to win a fight, it's to win each other back. And once you've spoken, listen, really listen. Don't just wait for your turn to talk. Let your partner cry, let them explain, let them say something you may not want to hear, because sometimes the truth is uncomfortable, but it's also the path to closeness. And when you both allow space for truth to rise, healing becomes possible. This is how you keep the spark alive, not by pretending everything's fine, but by pulling each other close in the honest mess of it all. By saying, "I'm still here, I still want us. Let's not sweep this under the rug. Let's deal with it, together. Let me know when you're ready to expand Key Point 5 Next F, or if you'd like a printable version of all expanded Keynotes F. Support each other's individual dreams. The spark grows when you both feel alive in your own purpose too, not just as co-parents. So many couples fall into this trap without even realizing it. They become parents, and somewhere along the way, they forget they're also individuals. They trade in their dreams, their identities, their asterisk selves for bottles, diapers, routines, responsibilities. And yes, parenting is a beautiful, sacred calling, but it is not the only asterisk calling you have. You are more than a mom, you are more than a dad, you are a soul with passions, you are a heart with purpose, and when you ignore that part of yourself, the fire inside you dims. And when both people in a relationship stop tending to their individual sparks, you better believe that shared flame starts flickering too. Do you want to know one of the most underrated ways to keep the spark alive in your relationship? Support each other's dreams, that's right. Cheer each other on, not just as co-parents, but as whole people. Ask your partner, what excites you right now? What have you always wanted to do but never gave yourself permission to try? And then stand beside them like their biggest fan. Because nothing is more magnetic than watching the person you love come alive. Let me be clear, when you chase your passions, you're not taking away from your family. You're adding asterisk to it. Your joy is not a burden. It's not selfish, it's vital. It teaches your children that dreams don't die when diapers show up. It teaches them that love isn't about shrinking for each other, it's about expanding with each other. And when you see your partner light up with purpose, it changes how you see them. Suddenly, you're not just sharing bills and bedtime duties. You're witnessing their greatness. You're falling in love with their fire. So maybe your partner wants to start writing again, or join a course, or go back to school, or train for a marathon. Don't roll your eyes. Don't shut it down because it's inconvenient. Instead, say, "How can I help make this possible for you?" Maybe you swap evening duties once a week. Maybe you encourage them when doubt creeps in. Maybe you just believe in them louder than they believe in themselves, and it goes both ways. You have to allow yourself the same space. You have to give yourself permission to want more than survival. To say, "I still have a dream and it matters." It doesn't matter how small it feels. Maybe it's painting again. Maybe it's baking or starting a side hustle or learning a new language. Whatever it is, go do it. You don't need approval. You don't need perfection. You just need the courage to begin. And don't let guilt tell you that your dream is stealing time from your family. When you're lit up from the inside, you bring so much more to the table. More joy, more patience, more energy. And when your partner sees you fighting for something that's yours, they'll be inspired to do the same. And together, you'll be building something more than just a life. You'll be building a legacy. We weren't meant to lose ourselves in love. We were meant to find deeper versions of ourselves through it. So stop minimizing your fire. Stop treating your goals like optional extras. The dreams in your heart were planted there for a reason. And when two people are both growing, both blooming, both daring to rise, it's electric. That's when relationships thrive. That's when passion lives. Let me know when you're ready for the final key point expansion F, or if you'd like a speech version combining all keynotes F. Remember the why that brought you together before the diapers, sleepless nights, and school runs. There was a why. Reconnect with that. When life starts to feel like a checklist, wake up, make breakfast, school drop, off, work, dinner, dishes, bedtime. It's easy to forget why you even started this whole journey together. You look across the table at someone you once couldn't go a day without texting, and now you're barely making eye contact as you're passing the ketchup. The connection feels quieter. The laughter is buried under responsibility. And in that silence, doubt can creep in. You start asking yourself, asterisk, what happened to us? Asterisk, but let me tell you something powerful, asterisk, you didn't lose it, asterisk. You just stopped remembering it. You stopped going back to the beginning. You stopped revisiting your why. You have to go back, not to relive the past, but to reignite the meaning that carried you through to today. Do you remember how you felt when you first locked eyes? That spark? That thrill, that hope. You weren't thinking about diapers or bills or timeouts back then. You were thinking, asterisk, this person sees me. This person gets me. I could build something with them. Asterisk, and you, asterisk, did asterisk build it. You built a life, a family. You fought for something together. But now you have to asterisk, protect asterisk what you built. It's not about trying to recreate your dating days. It's about honoring them. It's about saying, I remember why I chose you, and I still choose you. Because yes, the version of love you had then was simpler, but this version, this weathered, resilient, tested. By time love, this is deeper, this is real, and when you reconnect with your why. It's like a compass that leads you back home. So take a breath and ask yourself, what did I love most about them when we started? What did they bring out in me that no one else could? What was our dream for the life we wanted? When you sit with those answers, don't just keep them in your head. Asterisk, say them out loud. Asterisk, your partner needs to hear it. They need to know they're still asterisk, that person asterisk to you, even if life has worn you both down a little. Speak life back into your story and make space to remember together. Not just in photos or memories, but in conversation. Say, do you remember that night we got lost and ended up dancing under the stars? Or remember when we couldn't stop laughing in the middle of that terrible date? These stories aren't just cute nostalgia. They are threads. And when you pull on those threads, they lead straight back to the heart of your connection. There will be moments when you don't feel in love. That's normal. Love isn't a constant high. It's a choice. It's waking up every day and saying, even when I'm tired, even when it's messy, even when we're not perfect, I'm still in this with you. And that decision, that commitment to asterisk, remember why you started asterisk. That's what brings the spark back. Not because it magically fixes everything, but because it reminds you that this is worth fighting for. You don't need more time. You need more asterisk intention asterisk. More looking into each other's eyes and saying, we've come so far. More random texts that say, I'm proud of us. More choosing to see your partner not just as the tired parent beside you, but as the person who once made your heart race, and still can. When you reconnect with your why, you stop seeing each other as problems to solve or schedules to manage. You start seeing each other as people to asterisk love again asterisk, fully, fiercely, fearlessly. Let me know if you'd like a speech combining all 6 keynotes F, or a short video script version F for your audience.